our last theme is sentimental. And sentimental works for me.
Like, I mean, jewelry has been around for thousands of years, and it's nothing if not sentimental. Keepsakes and markers of the time of your life. And for the romantics out there, for the people who see in jewelry sentimental tokens of love, this section is for you. These pieces are right up your alley.
So flowers have great meaning, and in jewelry in particular, are sentimental, used in sentimental jewelry. So we will start with our wonderful 19th century sapphire and diamond 3-petal clover brooch, which is so lovely. And I love brooches.
This is such a little jewel because the sapphires are so bright, the piece is so lovely. You're seeing brooches come back in a more meaningful way. We're seeing it certainly in fashion magazines and on the red carpet, but in real life too. We're seeing women and men, by the way, being very comfortable wearing a brooch as an accent to an outfit. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this brooch did walk the Oscar red carpet at some point, didn't it?
It was worn by Common.
It was worn by Common, who, little known fact, was really the first of the recent group of men to wear a brooch on the red carpet, and that's about 2 or 3 years ago. I think he won an Oscar wearing that piece. And that is French antique from the Victorian era, middle of the 1800s, and a beautiful piece. Here, this is truly sentimental. 2 hearts, the double heart pendant in ruby and diamond in 18-karat yellow gold. This piece is $4,250. This is just a classic vintage charm.
When does this piece date from?
So this piece is going to be from the 1940s or 50s. It's the sentimental moment where people were using gold in bolder ways, and the hearts just make for a truly sentimental expression. And I have to say that if that doesn't get sold soon, I am myself going to buy that piece because I love that piece. I love that piece. And here, we talked about Newark, New Jersey. This takes us back to exactly that moment. This is the kind of work that was happening at the turn of the century, the enamel work. This is an American piece, an antique pansy brooch in purple and pink enamel.
Beautiful. And pansies, the name pansy is derived from the French pensez-moi, which means remember me. So again, something very sentimental and beautiful.
And you see a lot of these enamel flower brooches. We've loved collecting and selling these over the years. We've done a lot of creative things and thought about great creative ways to wear them. And so this is a wonderful piece. This piece is $4,800, a truly fine example of the work of the early 1900s. Now, we've talked a little bit about snakes. Tell me about the sentimental meaning of snakes.
We love snakes, and we love to talk about snakes because snakes are the great romantic motif of the 19th century. Queen Victoria's engagement ring was a snake, a gold snake ring with an emerald in its head because that was her birthstone. So she greatly influenced jewelry. She's the great jewelry influencer of all time, and snakes were very popular. So here we have a wonderful 19th century enamel and gold snake ring, which is quite unusual because of the openness of it and how it's entwining and wrapping around the finger. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And as we often see with antique jewelry, the excitement can even be in the details. It's the blue enamel and also the ruby eyes of the snake that make this piece really come to life and kind of demonstrate why we think it's a fine example of the work of the Victorian era. And then, on the other finger...
Well, this is a ring that brings old and new together. That's because this is a beautiful ruby band that we have made, and suspended from it is a Victorian gold heart locket.
Yes, and so at Fred Leighton, one of the things we love to do is take old elements, bring them back to life. That antique heart charm on that ring is a perfect marriage of a piece from 150 years ago combined with something that is contemporary today. And of course, the red rubies speak to love, the heart speaks to love. If you have someone you love in your life, this is a perfect gift. And continuing with snakes, this is a wonderful snake necklace. This is a gold and garnet snake necklace from the late Victorian period. The head and heart of the garnet are in garnet. Garnet is a truly regal stone. The dark color red, very rich, beautiful tone.
Well, this is romantic messaging in this necklace. Not only do you have the snake, but you have the heart suspended from it, and it is a locket. It is crystal backed, and it is a locket.
Now, today we would put a picture, an engraving,
That's right,
in a locket. In the Victorian period, they often put portraits. Sometimes they put mementos of loved ones, like a lock of hair, but always with the most romantic intentions. And this is, really romance in jewelry form right here. This is a wonderful piece. This is a $24,000 necklace.
And then,
and for anyone who loves a beautiful heart, this is how we will conclude the sentimental section of our evening. This is a 6-carat diamond surrounded by two halos, an emerald halo and an onyx halo. Calibre, very detailed, calibre cut, very detailed, very delicate and thin. A wonderful and important necklace. This is $118,000, set in platinum. A wonderful piece of jewelry, bold, romantic. What can you say about a piece like this?